My bad. Oh, forgive me, family. I'm laughing at myself. I'm a healthy, wise, strong, protected celestial being that is loved by the Most High Creator. Shalom, family. How you been? It's been a while since I posted anything, as usual though. But that ain't new of me. I be in and out. When I first started, I was hit the ground running. But now it's every other day, huh? But anyway, so I was given the advice. I'm not gonna say it's the Holy Spirit, but I somewhat agree with it. And the other half of me is like, just go with it because it could be a message from the Most High sent through somebody else or circumstances that is trying to tell you that you need to do this. Because I'm not gonna lie and say I'm so in depth with my personal relationship with the Most High that I can hear everything the most. No, I don't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't. Sometimes it's clear as day, and then other times I find myself, dang, did I do something Most High? Like, did I do something to displease you, or you took your voice away and I can't hear you, or like what's going on? Like I feel like I ain't heard you, I ain't talked to you in a minute. So it was suggested to me that I should speak on because apparently I think it was yesterday. What today is the February 2nd of man's year, the beast system's year, 2025, and I think either February 6th or 5th there's a train apparently in, moving through Pennsylvania in the Philadelphia area carrying about 300, I think it was 350 passengers. I could be wrong, don't quote me on it, but I know it was 300 and something. Well, at least from what I saw on the news reports, I looked on YouTube. So like I said, you can quote me on it or not, but that's what I saw on YouTube with the publicly recognized news station. I think it said 300 or something. I'm about to say maybe 50 or it could have been 30, but don't quote me. But I know it was over 300, but nonetheless in the range of 300. So that's how many passengers this train that was moving through Pennsylvania in the Philadelphia area was carrying before apparently it caught on fire. So from what I know, nobody has actually perished, no lives were lost. But it was suggested to me that along with all the recent plane crashes, that these are signs and these are things that I should remind my listener, those of you who still listen, who still tune into the videos, who care about what I have to say. But forgive me, Mosa. I mean, forgive me, fams. That's my head going in different directions or different places, thinking about or pondering on things or that I shouldn't be. But it was suggesting me that I speak about a video that I posted. I don't remember how long ago. Maybe it was last year, or maybe the year before that. You know what? Let me say that it's probably. But then again, I believe it might have been around last year, around September to November time frame. Not last year, but year before that. Well, I could be totally off. But anyway, the point was, I had a dream. And I posted a video about it. I don't remember when, but I also sent this video to another one of our brothers in the spiritual community. And I don't want to mention it right now, not because I want to give them credit, but because for some reason I just feel like I don't want to take anything away from what I'm saying. I don't want anybody to think I'm saying this to get somebody to say something about me or clout. I want to do everything for the Most High. Like I said, a lot of y'all might not even see this message because it's really, from right now, what I'm thinking, I'm not really saying nothing that's substantial, but it's more like a reiteration. I don't remember, like I said, I don't remember what video I talked about this dream in. I looked through, and it was obviously about something else because I didn't make the name of any of the videos to give me a clue to what I'm talking about right now. But anyway, the dream, from what I remember of it, I'm not. So just follow me. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's 100%, but I'm gonna hit some bullet points that I know I remember for sure. But so somehow I was looking at public transportation like trains or subways, or maybe I don't know. Anyway, it was trains because it wasn't underground, but I was outside and I know I was looking at a city. But in front of me, closest was a train station, and this train station, the best thing I explain it is like a subway, but you know how in Chicago, well, even in New York actually, or certain cities, yeah, they have the train that goes underground, but in certain parts, it comes out of the ground, and they'll have subway tracks going through neighborhoods. So it's not always underground. So the vision or the dream, the train was in an outside setting, and I was looking at it. And you're gonna follow me. Some type of happening or circumstances or catastrophe, attack, whatever you want to call it. Something happened to where the train stopped and the doors open, and out of the doors was just pouring bodies of people, just not living people, but people who have been deleted. There was blood everywhere. Like the body stacked so high that they plugged the front door of the train. Like literally, if you ever seen that movie World War Z with the zombies, and remember how the zombies were stacking on top of each other, like literally bodies on top of bodies, in order to get tall enough to get over a wall? Well, that's how I remember looking in front of the train where the bodies were stacking so high to the point to where they were plugging the train door. Like if you were in there, you wasn't going to be able to get out because that's how deep the bodies were. And from there, I was taken to like a Navy ship, a U.S. naval shipyard. And my spirit went into one of the ships, and it was like some type of celebration. There was a bunch of soldiers in the room, or sailors on a Navy ship, or a warship, you want to call it, a frigate, or a destroyer, or aircraft, whatever you want to call it. Well, I know it wasn't an aircraft carrier. It was let's just say a naval warship. And they were doing some type of party / ceremony inside. I remember all the soldiers dressed up, in their the uniform, like the white uniforms, not the ones they work in, but the ones they wear like when they go on parades and stuff. And I remember it's like a celebration. And that's the dream. Like there was more. Look, if you find the video, like I said, if you want to go back and look through, maybe one of y'all, you can put it in the comment section. Maybe you remember what I told about this dream. Maybe you just post in the comments what I put the title was. But that was the basis of the dream. And I want to say maybe it was giving a presence of war or something that was coming. Or yeah, when I was with the soldiers and then in the ship, maybe the meaning was war, if I think I remember correctly, or some type of something happening. And I bring it up during this time because it's one of the reasons why I suggested I should mention it is to remind people with all of these plane crashes that's going on suddenly, and the train catching on. And even before this train, there's been happenings of trains crashing lately and catching on fire in the U.S. It's specifically starting with the time of the other train that crashed in Pennsylvania. Remember, it had all the chemicals, and they was wondering how they get rid of the chemicals. So it's probably happening before then, but that's the train wreck that really made it most notable. And ever since then, family, there's been stories of trains derailing and crashing. Look it up. So my point is, family, and it's not always a spiritual thing. It's also common sense and wisdom. My people perish because of lack of wisdom. Look at history. Like when you read books like Sun Tzu or different war books, things about generals and strategy. What is one of the main things you do during times of war? You disrupt transportation. Because transportation can't just not. Transportation isn't only just used by civilians to get to and from work. If it was ever wartime and let's say war happened to be in the U.S., do you not know that the U.S. would use the subway systems or the international railway systems or even our civilian airliners, civilian cargo ships, civilian 18-wheeler trucks that carry our food and supply? Do you not think the government would utilize those things to transport military equipment and personnel during a time of war? Best believe they would. To get supplies and soldiers to the front line. So what I'm saying is, before times of war, what do? They disrupt transportation. And I say that to say this, that during these times, family, we're really not sure. Well, I'm going to say for me, I'm not really sure what's going on. I have an idea from my studies. I mean, always everything is because of the will of the Most High. But I'm not a prophet. I'm not a seer. I don't want to sit here and pretend and lie to you and say I know exactly what's going to happen. I can give you an idea of what's going on because of what I've learned from history. And not just history, but how the Creator created this earth, this realm, this world, this dimension, and how it moves, how it flows, how the people move, how the animals move, what are their actions, what do they do? You know, what is the saying goes, those who forget history are doomed to what? Repeat it. So understand, family, as of 2005 on the, I believe it's the Gregorian calendar or the, what's it called? The Roman calendar. Not the calendar from the Bible or the calendar of the Israelites due to their calendar. It is the year 2025, and during this year 2025 on the European Roman calendar, we are living, hold on, I lost my train of thought. We are living in a time of turmoil, of uncertainty. War is on the horizon. I believe we already at war. What was that movie that the Obamas directed that came out not too long ago about the, it was what was it, no, not Julia Roberts, but Sandra Bullock's in it, and her and her family went on vacation to like upstate New York, Hamptons area, in a mansion, and then suddenly the power goes out, something goes on, and this so-called black man and his daughter show up saying, oh, we own this house, because Sandra Bullock and her family rented an Airbnb in like upstate New York. And they just happened to rent around the time where some type of catastrophe happened in the world. What's the name of that movie? But even that movie, remember, what's the rule is? Before an enemy does something, they have to tell you what they're going to do. To use, because they have to be honest. And they're not allowed to, because they're not allowed to interfere with people's free will. But nonetheless, a lot of us are brainwashed. We're like zombies. So yeah, we got free will, but it's free will without all the understanding and wisdom and knowledge of the true realm that we live in. And we don't have the whole story. We're only acting off a part of the story. So although we're free, it's really not freedom. It's a perceived freedom that we as so-called humans, blacks, white, Asian, We live in, we're really cattle. We're really servants with a lack of true wisdom and understanding. Because we live in a family. We live in an experiment. We live in a controlled environment, whether you think so or not. We live in a beast system where drones, zombies, brainwashed individuals in a beast system. Or how the word likes to call it, how I like to call it, the beast. I said, the beast system. My bad. The beast system. We in the beast system. Make a long story short. So, matter of fact, hold on, I digress. I get away. Look, the point was, the warning was the dream. And I was saying all to say it's common sense, family. It's not just a spiritual thing. It's the Creator gives us common sense in the physical realm. When you know it's times of turmoil, or in the best way I can say it, wartime, times where it seems like governments are at each other's necks and war is imminent, even though no one's saying it clearly on the news, because they're not going to tell you. Look, you're going to find out after. Everything that happens before. You're not going to find out till later. But those with wisdom and common sense can sit here and tell you we in a time of war. So when you're in a time of war, remember, transportation, communication is everything to a military. To know, so they can know where they're attacking next, how their soldiers are moving. Communication and transportation is everything. Logistics. So I say that to say this, family. If you don't need to go, look, if you don't know, there's a difference, what I said before, there's a difference between need and want. Most of the world, well, at least in the Western world, especially in America, we live a lot on what we want instead of what we need. If you don't need to go to the club, if you don't need to fly to Miami for the weekend, if you don't need to fly to Vegas for the weekend, if you don't need to fly to LA for the weekend, if you don't need to fly to New York City for the weekend, if you don't need to fly to South America or Europe or Africa or the Middle East or Asia or excuse me. If you don't need to fly to the Pacific Islands, then don't go. Take some time, family. Let things cool down. Just watch. Remember, patience is a virtue. Watch, family. If you don't need to do something, start living on want for a little bit. Let things cool down if that's the will of the Most High. I don't think things will cool down because there's some salvation and some freedom going on right now behind, in the background, whether you see it or not. Oh man, I just realized I got the computer on the screen. Let me transfer it over. My bad. I don't want y'all looking at me. Not right now. Look. Oh man, that was embarrassing. But look, who cares? I'm gonna put the message out. I'm a human being. Things happen. Whatever. But excuse me. Look. Like I was saying, if it's not about a need and it's just a want, family, stay home. If you got everything done that you need to take care of, things you got to do to pay the bills, kids to school, whatever, stop being in such a rush to go out as of late to public areas, sports events, stores, just shopping just cuz, or theme parks, whatever. I mean, shoot, I was looking at a show, one of these podcasts, as a recent, well, they bring on ex special forces people or ex CIA, FBI employees, people, ex governmental people. One of these shows, and they's talking about how possibly 1,000 or more insurgents have entered America and are sleeper cells. I can believe it, especially since this last administration just let people. Remember when I told y'all, family? Remember I did that video? Remember I told you when I did that video around the time of the Jabberwockies, or remember those things they were letting people telling people to put in their arms because of a certain sickness. Remember that time, family? Well, no, it was no. I say it was after that, but people still talk to it. I noticed people aren't really talking about it as much anymore. But a little bit, after the lockdowns, when I first started my channel, remember I would talk about how, there's a video I did. I was talking about how certain people, if anything happens, let's say like that new movie came out, Civil War. Let's say something happened like that. Or something where people start getting rounded up or whatever. Remember I mentioned how people who got that certain thing in them, like people were talking about these, when you drive down certain highways now or freeways or interstate, they have these, every now and then you'll see these neon blue lights. And if you've gotten that thing and you go on the light, there's a chance your veins will glow. But also remember it's technology that they have inserted into people. So if you've seen that movie, Dawn of the, it's about when the Russians invaded America with, I believe, Patrick Swayze. Red Dawn, yeah. And remember one of the characters ended up leading the Russians to them because he ended up going in town and getting captured and they put a bug in his body. And remember I was telling you how in today's world, if something happened, y'all gonna have to ask people around you, hey, have you been, did you get that thing? Because if you hiding, best believe them people is giving off a signal. And they gonna give your position away. So, what that has to do with what I'm saying right now is, it's just one part of it. But there's a lot of things you got to think about these times that we're living in. And like I was saying right now, the transportation. Because of the dream, I'm just saying, family, be careful, be cognizant. If you don't need to go somewhere, if it's not a need and only a want, start staying at home. It's not important. It ain't got nothing to do with your life itself, your physical well-being, or your children eating, or the rent being paid. It might just be you being bored. Call yourself want to go out and do what? For those with true understanding, go out and do what? Participate in the beast system even more than you already are? Remember, you were born into this, family. You didn't say this is what you wanted. You just happened to be born into this system. But now we waking up. And as they say, has the saying go, when you know better, you do what? You do better. And now that we know where we live and what the system is, we only do what we must to survive. Well, I'm not saying we only, but if we live in a perfect world of us really, for the most part, working together and truly doing what we should, this is why I say I always respect like Mormons, excuse me, and and like the Amish and like Orthodox Muslims or people who follow Islam, Orthodox Islam. Because really, family, it take true discipline. If you really follow this narrow path and you really want to serve the Most High, but really serve the Most High in a way that's truly powerful and beneficial, if you're really doing it the right way, Family, take a lot of discipline. A lot of discipline, a lot of fortitude, a lot of endurance. And what I like about certain aspects of certain religions is, especially being a military man, they raise their children with that discipline. And no, and that's not to say that people in Islam are who follow Islam are perfect, or even Buddhists, or whatever religion or belief system that is very strict, or like say Amish and Mormons, especially Mormons lately with my experiences. That doesn't mean they're not people. That doesn't mean that they're not going to make mistakes. But when I look at their communities, let's say compared to modern day so-called black communities, especially in America. And yes, I understand where we come from. I understand the enemy's done. I get that. But nonetheless, I'm looking at, let's say, the anatomy of people, how our flesh works. Regardless of the issue, their issues are nothing compared to ours. The issues of the other nations have nothing on the curses that have been put on our people when it comes into reference of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Chapters 1 through, I guess, maybe the 60s. I forget where it ends. But go read Deuteronomy chapter 28. It talks about the curses that we put on the people of the Most High, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When we go against the Most High, when we break the covenant that our ancestors made with the Most High, it talks about the curses and put upon us. And when you look at it, we right in the middle of it today. So, family, take your time. Don't be in a rush. If it ain't a want, you know you can make the choice to not go. To not do what you were thinking to do. And this ain't me telling you to be scared in your houses. No, I'm telling you just to get used to solitude. Used to just being at peace. Family, like, the Most High doesn't promise happiness in the physical realm of the Bible. The Most High doesn't promise, oh, you're going to be happy and everything's going to go your way for the rest of your fleshly life on earth. It's not, the Most High don't promise that. The Most High promises peace. But when you truly understand what peace is, peace and happiness aren't one and the same. You can be miserable and have peace. You can have the worst day of your life. Horrible things going on, but still have peace. And when you, I guess, understand that on a deeper level, family, what truly peace is compared to happiness. Happiness is momentary, but peace can be eternity. But peace is a stillness, is a calmness. Peace is not, I need to go run to Walmart, I need to run to Target because I need to get something for the house that we don't necessarily need, but I want. Peace is not, I'm going out to the club with my friends is eating. Peace is not, I'm joining the military. Peace is not, I'm about to be a doctor. Peace is not, I'm going to one of the top Ivy League schools to train as a lawyer in law school. That's not peace. That's just free will. That's just the world we live in. Well, how's it saying the word? That's just the permitted will of the Most High to let you do what you feel as though you're doing out of your own free will. That's personal happiness. But just because you're happy don't mean you're at peace. Because as soon as the happiness fades away, if you're not at peace, you're going to remember real fast. And even when you're happy, if you're not at peace, you'll still remember it. Because maybe you drinking or smoking or doing some type of Drugs, not that I consider natural marijuana as drugs, I don't. Well, let's say natural wine, but anything. Anyway, if you taking some substance to impair the way you go about life, yeah, you may be happy. You may feel the emotion of happy in those moments. You may even be able to lie to yourself and pretend like everything's okay. But in the back of your mind, even though you're not focused on it, you know, once this high go down, reality is waiting for me. And unless you got peace in that reality, and not just the word, but a true understanding, you're in trouble. Yeah, let's just say trouble. You in a world of headache, panic, worry, fear, because you don't have true peace and understanding what true peace is. Peace is one of the biggest, another thing, one of the biggest, look, one of the big, can you hear me? Dang, it seems my microphone went out for a second, but hopefully y'all still heard it. But I'm gonna just keep on going where I was. I guess if you didn't hear it, maybe it wasn't the Most High's will. But peace. That's not what I was saying. Was it? Peace, true peace is, like I said, it don't matter what you're going through, family. Whether it's a horror, maybe God forbid somebody close passes away, a war, economic turmoil, can't pay your bills, somebody cheated on you, whatever. True peace is even in the midst of that turmoil. You understand that the Most High got you. That you have eternity looking at you in the eye. That you believe in Yahushua, that faith, that trust that no matter what's going to happen, even if, like what's the word say, don't fear those who can destroy your body, but fear those who can destroy your soul. True peace is knowing when you got faith, when you trust in Yahushua, when you trust in the Most High, who Yahushua leads you to, most importantly, when you have faith in the teachings the Most High is giving you, you should have peace no matter what. No matter if there's just an army of bulls trotting towards you, about to run you down. In that moment, even though you might have some fear, you might be like, oh man, you might be cussing. You still have that peace if you take it, if you understand it, that this ain't it, this ain't it. Even if it's the Most High's will for my body to be destroyed at this moment. The true me is energy, a spiritual being, a translucent being. There's nothing for me to worry about. I know I'm going to live on the eternity even after this flesh disappears. Because what's more important to feed, family? The flesh that is here today and gone tomorrow, when you think about eternity and even how time isn't a thing. But this flesh that is here today, and then one day it'll fall back and return to the earth and it will decay and become dirt again. What's more important to feed? The temporary flesh or the eternal energy of the soul, or the fire of the soul? What's more important, family? And that's where you get your peace. When you understand that you are not this flesh, but you are the spirit. No matter what's going on the earth, in the earth realm. What's one thing I like about the Book of Mormon is it harps on. Always return to the 10 Commandments. And what did Yahushua say the 2 greatest commandments are? To love the Most High, or the Creator, with all your heart, and to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So act like you got some sense, family. That's what it's saying. Act like you are a child of the Most High. Even to those who will cling unto Yisrael, so-called Gentiles, so-called white, Hispanic, Asian people, whatever. Same for you. I'm talking to those who have souls. And even look, there's even some so-called black people that got souls. I believe it, especially when you start talking about Hamites. Nonetheless, if you got the spirit of the Most High, you understand what is required of you. And from my experience, when you understand what's required of you and you walk in that way, in the way of the word, and what's required of you, it builds up bravery, it builds up peace. Because what are you working for when you walk in that truth? As it says, in spirit and in truth. You walk in the truth that you are an energy being, that you are a spiritual being, and this flesh is here today and gone tomorrow, but your spirit self is what matters. So you carry yourself as such. The 10 Commandments are the truth, family. You ain't supposed to go around taking people's lives. You ain't supposed to go around stealing, committing adultery against someone who you gave your word to, that you're going to be together and take care of each other and be faithful to each other. Ain't no true peace and joy in lying to people. Ain't no true peace and joy in not worshiping the only true creator, the Most High, who sent his only begotten Son. And begotten means son in a certain way. Yahushua, who came through a virgin mother. I don't know too many other people in history that came through virgin mothers. People say there were others, and hey, I don't speak against it, but nonetheless, whether it's true or not, it's a very small number who've come through virgin mothers. But in my case, I speak specifically of my master, Yahushua HaMashiach of Nazareth, the oldest brother, I'm going to say, the king and leader of the earth realm, my brother Yahushua. Oh man, I totally lost, but I think I didn't talk enough about that, family. Look, my dream, just we in a time of war, family, whether you know it or not. On foreign battlefields, and I think in the near future, when I say near, maybe Most High, maybe he even give us a few more years. Even look, a lot of us ready to go in the mothership, but we don't know how long the Most High gonna have us here. But understand, once things get real, like move, it's here. Ain't nothing you can do about it. As the word says, don't be in a rush for nothing. So family, don't be in such a rush for destruction. Yeah, we want freedom. I want freedom. I want the world to know who my people are. I want us to be the head and not the tail. I do. But I also have to be real about what I'm asking for. As I said, be careful what you wish for. And in order to build a new kingdom up, is what we're talking about, you got to topple down the old. And guess what, family? That comes with violence. That's the story of the universe. Violence comes with breaking down the old in order to build up the new. You got to be able to tear up the old puzzle, to tear up the old image in order to build a new. And what's the word say? You can't have two masters. So you can't be about the new world but also living in the old, because it's going to hinder you. But family, we are truly living in a new paradigm. Craziness is just around the corner. It's here. If you ain't woken up to it already, then I don't know what to say. But stay prayed up, fast. Keep praying. Especially those who truly believe and understand and are of the faith. And just keep your eyes open, family. And keep your spirit focused on that exodus. We praying that the Most High gonna come get us in these ships. And if that's not the Most High's will, as I've mentioned to y'all, as we read through 2nd Esdras, in other texts that truly the blessed are those who are left behind, not who are taken. Because remember, what does the word say? The earth will be inherited by who? The meek. And if you're the meek family, truly you want to be here to rebuild. But at the same time, those who have a deeper understanding, look, I know there's other earths out there. Look, maybe not earths, but there's other lands out there. And I want to go see it. I'm tired of this place. Look, I've known enough of this place. I've been enslaved here on earth long enough. I'm ready to go to some of these different dimensions or these just different lands, the inner earth, whatever you want to call it. So Most High, hey, I'm here. I'm ready to go. Take me up. But till then, from what I know, it's not my choice. It's the Most High's choice, the Creator. And I don't know how much longer the Creator will have us here, but since we here, while we here, we gotta try our best to walk in righteousness and do not only what's best for those around us, but for ourselves. And what's the best I could say is to continue to seek the Most High, pray and study, so that you can get that deeper understanding of peace. So that you become one of those, what's the word say in the Old Testament? That 1 Israelite, 5 Israelites, 7, 9, 10 Israelites will make 50,000 of their enemy run before them. 7 men will make thousands run. 5 men will make thousands run. And I know I'm misquoting it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. In order to get this power, family, in order to do what we need to do, we have to return to the ways of our ancestors. No more excuses about, oh, I can't because of my job and this. Look, what's the word said? Hey, judge not man on what day he worships the Passover. The Most High know your heart. So if the only days you got off is Wednesday and Thursday, then do the Sabbath on Wednesday and Thursday. Same thing for Monday, Tuesday, or Friday, Saturday. Whatever day works best that you're going to stay concurrent and do it. And then again, I'm not even harping on. I'm not trying to get religious. At the end of the day, family, the 2 greatest commandments: love the Most High, do unto others you have been doing to you. So you got common sense. You know how you want to be treated. And that how you want to be treated show you how others should be treated. How you should carry yourself. But in all things, always do it for the Most High. In all things, do it in remembrance of the Most High. Do everything for the glory of the Most High. Carry yourself that. And at least during, look, if you carry yourself like that, family, I don't promise, but the word promised through the mouth of the Most High, that if you carry yourself like a righteous individual, unless the Most High has designated your time to go home, you carry yourself like a righteous individual, you will be protected from your enemies, from all of those who mean harm to you. If you carry yourself in righteousness, if you carry yourself in a righteous manner after the word, after what our King Yahushua taught us. Yahushua, so-called Jesus, some people still call, but Yahushua. And what Yahushua teach? The word, the Torah. You know how to carry yourself, family. And only all these things are just ceremonies. These are ways to empower you, to bring your power to you. It's not a religious thing. It's not a Christian thing. It's a way of life. When you fast, when you do the Sabbaths, family, they're ceremonies. They're ways of remembering our true self, our true energy, our true creator who gave us life. Who will send you down more power and energy and wisdom the more you walk the way. Why do you think certain people in this world today who have our name or pretend name, even though the letter isn't J, is more closer to a Y? Why do you think they so blessed in ways? Why do you think their families are living in just, they're not living in squalor? Their families, they've got generational wealth. Why? Because they're living how our ancestors live, and we live in how the heathens live as so-called black people. We've given up our power by way of our traditions and the way that our ancestors carry themselves In order to adopt this, like I say, I don't believe black people have culture. What we have is European culture with slave tendencies. We living like Europeans. We living like the Philistines in the Bible. That's what we living like. As the word says, ain't nothing new under the sun. What has happened before will happen again. And we want to be just like the Philistines during the days of Dr. King and the civil rights movement. That's really what that was on a biblical, spiritual level. Is we wanted again, once again, we asked Samuel, tell the Most High that we want a king too. We want to be just like the other nations around us. We want a man to lead over us, aka Martin Luther King. U.S. government, same thing. And what did Samuel say? Hey, y'all don't even know what you asking for. This is an evil thing you asking for. The king gonna take your sons, gonna take your daughters, gonna take your land, your freedoms, gonna tell you what to do. You gonna have to pay him tribute. That's the same thing that happened during the time of Dr. King and the civil rights movement. Yeah, from what I wasn't there, but from what I hear, I know it was hard economically on our people. We wasn't driving in Cadillacs like the whites. We didn't have all the nice clothes they had and this and that and all this blah blah blah. Well, when you understand where we come from and you read the Old Testament, what's the difference between then and now? Why do you think our own people's looking at the Philistines and say, oh, we want to be just like them. We want to be united and have a king and we can be just like our neighbors. Having nice cars or aka nice horses. Nice silky clothes and gold ornaments, and we can say we got this army and this and that just to compete. Well, as they say, keeping up with the Joneses or trying to be like Tom, Dick, and Harry. Anyway, what I want to say now. Also, I was supposed to be doing a video, family, but I'm just gonna give y'all a look. One of my longtime listeners, Miss Panita. Miss Panita, thank you. She gave me good insight too. She sent me books. Man, Miss Panita got me set up with a library. I'm grateful for it. She sent me a lot of books. But thank you, Miss Panita. All praise to the Most High. May the Most High bring great peace and prosperity into you and your family. May you be blessed. May you always be known from this life to the next as a servant of the Most High. No matter where you go, may the Most High always find you. That's a blessing I sent for Miss Panita and her bloodline, and I'm thankful to Miss Panita. But Miss Panita brought it to my attention. If anybody familiar with the Orson Welles book, War of the Worlds, and how they did a radio broadcast, and I think maybe the 1920s or 30s, sometime between the 30s and 40s, they did a radio broadcast. And they read off the script of Orson Welles' book, The War of the Worlds. And people during that time, remember, they didn't have social media. They didn't have cell phones. They didn't have TV. All they had was the radio. And word of mouth. And remember, the radio was the fastest, that and the phones they had at the time. Them was the fastest way of communication. But nonetheless, the radio was like their TV back then. So during the War of the Worlds broadcast they did during then, it was on a Halloween night, and it was in New Jersey. This is where the radio station was. And this is also, well, you know what? Let me not lie. I don't know if the radio station was New Jersey. It might have been in New Jersey. But nonetheless, from the plot of the Orson Welles book and the screen or the play they were reading that night that got people so scared, thinking there was a real alien invasion, the plot started in New Jersey. So in the end of the day, aliens invaded the Earth in War of the Worlds, Orson Welles' book. The invasion started in New Jersey. And when these aliens appeared, their ships also emitted a strange cloud of smoke, or fog if you want to call it. And then I want to bring you to today. On this fog was dangerous to humans. If you breathe it in, you die. And I'm bringing this to the attention of whoever's listening still at this point, because the Orson Welles book is very similar to what? New Jersey today and the orb showing up. And then people like in Texas, I saw a video in other parts of the East Coast, from like, you know, let's say mid South, like I think in the Carolinas up to Virginia, I think. People showing videos of when the fog came, there was this weird like bubble, like foamy substance that came with the fog. Like especially looking in some people's backyards where the fog was, and in the morning their pool would have this weird substance over it. And when people were looking into the fog, some people are saying these fogs have nanos in them, that this fog is toxic, that the fog is making people sick. And when you think of the movie The Day the Earth Stood Still, remember I told you guys, go look at that movie The Day the Earth Stood Still? It is very similar to what's happening in New Jersey, the orbs and everything. Also was in that movie The Day the Earth Stood Still is there's a fog that was meant to destroy the infrastructure, or the fog was made of what? Nanites that were going to destroy the infrastructure of the world to take away, basically to eradicate mankind and their technology because we're destroying the earth. Now think about that once again compared to today and what are people were saying about this fog. I haven't heard anything about the fog in the past few weeks. Maybe it's because, I don't know, they want us to not think about it, or maybe the fog stopped. But nonetheless, the fog appeared. And all this is happening around the time these orbs show up in New Jersey, and these so-called drones in the sky, people talking about aliens. Once again, take a look at War of the Worlds. Go listen to the original broadcasting. It's very eerily similar. Now, once again, remember, the enemy, Priest of Mahan, or the so-called dark principalities of the world, the elites, whatever, they're called, in all the evil religions, they're called the Priest of Mahan. And then there's the Priest of Melchizedek, who follow the Most High. But the Priest of Mahan's religion is based off of Melchizedek's religion. Although, no, they're not the same, but they're very similar in everything that they do. There's only subtle differences. This is why even the word says in Revelations, even the elect will be fooled. Because the enemy is using the Most High's blueprint. And of course they would. Why wouldn't they? The enemy's intelligent. Why would you not use the Most High's blueprint to try and conquer the universe when obviously the Most High is all-knowing and the Most High knows best? So why would they not use the Most High's blueprint, but just change it just a little bit? And it's those subtle differences is what makes some people fall. Family, think about this. Is remember, any sickness, every cancer starts off as something little. It's in one spot, and then what does it do? It spreads. It's the same thing as sin. People say, oh, don't sweat the little things, worry about small. Yes, in some circumstances, yeah. Don't worry about the small things. But in reality, you do got to worry about the small things, because that's where you nip things in the bud. That's how you stop the cancer from spreading. But that's the society we live in today. We've been told, don't worry about the small things. Just worry about the big things. Worry about what you're told to do. Be a good citizen of society, of the beast system, and keep this system, of this monetary system, this understanding of how to live. Keep this system, keep this history or his story going by going to work every day and voting for their leaders, their presidents. You know, feeding into their system over. Look, I know we got to survive. Well, understand, family, this is the only way we can survive. We have a totally different way of life. We have a totally better system that is for the people and by the people. That's why I say, too, also go read the Book of Mormon, because the Book of Mormon is great when it comes to, it's almost like, I would say, the Book of Islam to the Quran, to where, yes, there's spirituality, but it talks a lot and teaches a lot about discipline, of how our people are supposed to carry ourselves. And there's a king, King Mosiah, in the Book of Mormon, where he gave up being a king because he knew the Most High didn't really want kings for his people. We're not supposed to be ruled over by a man. or by fleshly beings. We're supposed to be ruled by the Spirit of the Most High, by the understanding of the Most High, by the law that the Most High gave us. We shouldn't have to have a man or a woman in the flesh call themselves a king or queen over us and call themselves leading us. That's what we have the spirit of understanding the Most High for. Because when you have that spirit of understanding the Most High, when I said the laws, remember, the 10 Commandments is common sense, family. What is the 2 greatest laws? Love the Most High with all your heart and do unto others as you have been doing unto you. Do unto you. And when you truly live that way, family, you don't need a king because you already know what's required of you. You already know how you're supposed to carry yourself. You already know what's expected of you because your Father, that still quiet voice within you, as the Book of Mormon explains it, which is true, or the world tells your conscience when knows that voice inside of you. We all have the kingdom. We all have the kingdom within us. We have the Most High within us. And we can hear the voice if we just shut up and be quiet and listen for a minute. But also helps listening is cleansing, like fasting and praying and giving up certain things in your life that you know you shouldn't be doing. Especially when those things that are spoken of in the word that you shouldn't do and you continue to do it. These things dirty your soul, your spirit. You can't hear the Spirit of the Most High because you got so much ignorance and sin screaming in your mind. So much of your desires overtaking your needs. You focus so much on your wants instead of what you need. And what you need is the Most High. You need the Spirit. You need the law. But you don't know it right now because you've been lied to and said, oh, I can do what I want, and oh, Jesus Christ, Borgia will come save me, blah, 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 BS lies. You have free will, and you have to make the choice to live righteously. Even if you've taken that thingy in your arm, remember, fear not who can destroy the flesh, but can destroy the soul. You can still be saved. Matter of fact, like I said, anyway, if you watch my videos, you know what I feel about afterlife and hell. What I'm saying is, even if you got that thing in your arm, you can still do the right thing. You can still be delivered. And this ain't saying go out and get it or do nothing like that or have them tattoo something on you or inject something on something. I'm saying, look, this is your natural body. You shouldn't be letting them do nothing like that to you. But nonetheless, if you let them do that, that just allows you that just should allow you to know how much you are ingrained in the beast system. How brainwashed you are that you allow a stranger to inject a foreign substance in you and you really don't even know. You just taking their word. Like people don't lie. Like the word don't tell you, trust no man. Every man is a liar. And you can even look at history. Tuskegee experiment, especially if you're a so-called black person, you already know you can't trust these people. But you're going to trust them anyway. Man, like I said, I've told this story before. A lady I work with at work, and she hadn't got it yet. And this is after... Like before, they were trying to make it sound like people were talking about they losing their jobs if they don't get that thing injected in them, right? But at the end of the day, it wasn't forced. It was like, look, you can't have this job. But what people's worried about, well, I need this job because I just got a new boat. I just got a new motorcycle. I got to pay this. I got to pay that. I just bought this new. Once again, people worry about what they need instead of what they... No, people worried about what they want instead of what they need. And because people so worried about what they need, worried about what they want instead of what they need, they literally selling themselves just so they can go to a concert, just so they can get on a plane and fly to another country and do the same thing they do in America. Yeah, it's different food, different culture, but nonetheless, it's the same thing. People drinking, people living, people going to school, people going to work, people paying bills, people being in relationships. It's the same thing from here to Africa to Europe. It's the same thing. People just do it in a different way, in a different voice. They wear different clothes while they do it, eat different food, but it's still the same thing we do here. And you selling yourself? People say, "Oh, I ain't lived because I ain't been to, I ain't been to Japan. I ain't lived because I ain't been to Russia. I ain't lived because I ain't been to Paris and London. I ain't lived because I ain't been to Brazil." Do you know all these places where these cities are, family? Remember, they used to be forest. That was forest before what? A man came and built it up with their hands. Just like the Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel is another story of man doing what? Man worshiping what they could do with their hands instead of worshiping the Most High. Man saying that, oh no, I'm the God and I have control of everything. Because look what I built. Forgetting the fact that you're only here, first off, you're only here because the Most High allowed you to be here. Blessed you with a life. You're only able to build this tower because of the materials that the Most High put here on the earth. This tower is built out of brick and mortar. And brick and mortar comes to what? Hay, and the dirt, the ground. All things is what the Most High causes. All things that the Most High put here and causes to grow. Because hay goes in brick and mortar, right? So the Most High caused the rain to come to water the ground to cause what? The hay to grow. So if the Most High didn't do that, you wouldn't have these materials to build this tower that you think makes you holier than thou. I don't even know where I'm going right now, family. I'm just talking right now. I'm just, I know it's been a minute and I'm just getting stuff out. Look, once again, fam, be careful lately, okay? Don't be so worried about what you want and forget about what's most important, which is just what you need at this moment. You don't need to go drink. You don't need to go to the club. You don't need to go chill with this certain person, especially when you know they don't have this understanding what's going on in the world. Because anything can happen at any moment, family. Somebody can flip a switch, and the next thing you know, we got The Walking Dead going on in real life, maybe, or alien invasion these days, or even World War III. Shoot. And then you catch yourself being the place you should have been in the first place, surrounded by people who you know really deep down inside you shouldn't be around because they don't have the same beliefs and understanding. And when these people get in certain situations that threaten their life, you really gonna see who they are. Because they don't have no true faith in the Most High. When you don't have the morals and true faith and understand the Most High and believe in these things truly with your heart and walk this way, family, them dangerous people to be around. Because when you don't have no faith in the Most High, your faith is in man, in the flesh, and all you know is the flesh. This is your heaven, and all you think that's coming after this is darkness, is nothingness. That you'll never exist again. That there's no eternity. So you will do everything you can when you have this understanding to protect your flesh. And when you are around these people, let's say something go wrong around these people, family, they will do everything they can to survive, and that means even to the point of taking your life. Or putting you in a position to where your life is dead. But don't worry, at the end of the day, if the Most High is for you, who can be against you? If you live that life on the Most High protects you. But at the same time, as Yahushua our King said, or so-called Jesus, some people say, as he was on the mount, and so-called the devil was telling our master to jump off, and why won't you jump off the cliff? Because won't the Most High catch you? Won't the angel save you? And what did our King say? Yahushua say? Yahushua said, don't tempt the Most High. And when you go out doing things you know you shouldn't be doing, family, or even if you don't know, ignorant things are going somewhere, at the end of the day, understand you're tempting the Most High. You're tempting the Most High, trying to put the Most High in a position to save you. And if you being realistic in life, family, guess what? The Most High don't always choose to save you. Sometimes your lesson is you're going to have to get taken up out of here in order to learn your lesson. Because you keep tempting the Most High. And I'm talking to myself too. I ain't just preaching. I'm preaching to the choir, as they say. Family, I'm preaching to myself. Look, I ain't out here doing nothing crazy, but at the same time, there's certain aspects of my life that I know I'm still working on. And man, it's like that thorn. And I asked, boy, just like Paul, look, Most High, take my thorn away, because I want y'all to know, remember, family, look, like I tell you, I ain't no prophet. I ain't no seer. I'm just a lover of the Most High, and I've studied, and I've sought the Most High, and I truly believe and know that the Most High speaks to me, but the Most High don't only speak to me. Most High speak to you. You just got to train yourself to be able to hear that still small voice, family. If you have a soul, which, like I said, I don't believe, I'm not talking to NPCs. I'm talking to the main characters. I'm talking to those souls. And sometimes, and these people's souls aren't only in melanated people's bodies. They in so-called white, Asian bodies, Hispanic, whatever. But there's few of us. And I'm talking to those who have a soul, or truly have a soul. And I forgot where was. Anyway, man, I wonder what y'all saw in video earlier when I didn't realize the camera. I thought I had the map on. Man, what else am I, let me think. Is there something else I want to talk about? Let me not be in a rush. Let me say what I need to say. I mean, we already know we live in a crazy world. I don't need to. And I guess maybe if y'all want to know about why I ain't put up videos, look, I don't know. Maybe The Most High don't want me to put nothing up right now, and I'm waiting for a message, or maybe I'm just dealing with my own personal demons. There's negative demons and bad demons. The demons that ain't helping my life, ain't help me grow, ain't give me peace, them the ones that I need to take care of right now. They cause maybe the demons of unforgiveness, the demon of grief. Remember, these emotions, family, in my belief, each of these emotions is attached to an entity that the Most High created. Not to look, it don't mean the Most High evil or the Most High did to torture us, but this is life. This is how we learn things. We're meant to overcome these spirits. And I fight with the demon of depression, the demon of grief, the demon of unforgiveness, the demon of trauma. I do, fam. I struggle with these demons in my life. Because that's life, the world we live in. Family, and I've said this before, look, you're truly a spiritual being. Even though you're in the flesh and you feel everything flesh, your true essence is a spiritual being. Remember how the word talks about your body, the body is the church? Family, your body is the best way I put it, it's a organic robot. This organic robot is controlled by its energy source, your soul. Your soul, which is energy, is the energy source of this body. So your body is the Bible, like a temple, is like or a four-wall church today. Whenever you go around and touch items, whenever you go around and shake people's hands, whenever you watch certain things on TV, listen to certain things on the radio, certain song, family, there's always a transference of spirits. So there's always a new spirit. Like your body's like an open door church. It's spirits going in and out all day. Things you eat, things you drink, things you watch, things you listen to, people who touch you, people come in your presence, things you smoke. Everything is a spirit. And some spirits are like germs. You know how they teach in school, there's good germs and bad germs? Look, there's some spirits that need to be in your body. They're helping you. But then there's some spirits, which people, I guess, would say in some terms, might call them demons, but I disagree with, because even the good spirits are demons. It's just how you look at it. What are the actions of this demon? Like I said, this demon that I have in me, I know, or spirit, is depression. Just depression attacked me. Look, I'm better at it. Ain't a big deal now. I have happy days. I always have happy days, but this is a demon I know that attacks me. A demon of unforgiveness. That demon that doesn't want me to forget about the things that people have done to me in the past, which then connects with the demon within me of anger, the demon of hate. And these different spirits, they mess with me, they do. But I'm sitting here talking to you, so I'm not dead and I ain't in prison, God forbid. Knock on wood, all that good stuff. I don't plan on going anywhere. What I'm saying is, that's nothing but knowing my life and what I've been through, ain't nothing by the grace of the Most High that I'm not perished by now, that I'm not in prison, that I'm not, only by the grace of the Most High that I am who I am. I understand where I am today. And especially by the belief in Yahusha. My master Yahusha helps keep bay over my schizophrenia. And when I say schizophrenia, no, I haven't been diagnosed with schizophrenia. We all have schizophrenia because our church, our body is the temple, is full of spirits. Look, you standing in the pulpit because it's your temple. You stand in the pulpit in front of, but you got all these different spirits or so-called demons all day in and out, coming in and out of your body, sitting in pews. Some are listening and staying, and some are listening and saying, I'm going to go. And some of the ones that stay, the majority are, they're supposed to be there. They're decent, they're good, they help you. But then every now and then, there's 1 or 2, 3 in the pews. They up to no good. And you use the Most High, you use Yahusha. This is what praying and fasting and walking in righteousness helps you exercise these spirits. Especially fasting, or another case of fasting is, as they say, going cold turkey or being clean. You have to fast certain things. Like an alcoholic that's a demon that they have to fast pretty much all their life to get out. And sometimes, I'm not saying all their life. Every situation, but I believe for the majority of people who are drug addicts, and that's a demon that they have to fight off all their life. Even if they get it out, the demon's always sitting there knocking on the front door waiting. That spirit's waiting. I know you're going to have a bad day. And then there I am knocking. Every time an alcoholic or drug dealer has a bad day, There go that spirit, that demon of addiction, standing at the front of they temple, the church, knocking the door. Hey, open up the door. I heard you just went through some BS. I heard so and so just cussed you out. Hey, I heard that you a few dollars late on your rent. I heard that your manager talked you crazy at work. I heard you having problems with your wife and you thinking, shoot, you should get divorced. Hey, I'm hearing it. Come on, let me in. Look, we can talk about, look, if anybody knows anything about anger and grief and unforgiveness, come on, you know I know about it. Open up the door. Come on. Let me in. Let's talk. Let's chill. But you, if you really walking in this truth and studying and fasting and trusting in the Most High and your brother, the King Yahushua Mashiach, you stand in the pulpit and you said, hey, I rebuke you, Satan. You better get up off my doorstep. You treat you treat the spirit of your doorstep like the Mormons. Like, hey, you better get up out of here, Satan. You better get up out of here, devil. Look, I don't know about you, but in me, my house, we worship Yahushua. That's our spirit, always constantly knocking on your door and trying to get in. But you just gotta fight it every day. You gotta wake up and fight it, because you fight it with what, family? Your free will. And with your free will, how you fight it as well. Your weapon with your free will's weapon is wisdom. Its shield is knowledge. And with its weapon, wisdom, and its shield, knowledge, they make up what? Understanding. So you know how to fight the enemy. So you know what's going on with you. So no matter what, aliens, whatever, no matter what's going on, family, continue to follow them commandments. Continue to walk in righteousness until the Most High call you home. Because every moment you're in this body, it just means there's still a lesson to learn until you get to the... Remember, family, life is full of many lessons. But there's going to be that one final lesson until the Most High says, all right, it's time for you to come home like Enoch. You did it. Well, maybe not all the way Enoch, because Enoch went in the flesh. But in general, though, that at some point, the Most High is going to tell you, okay, you learn everything you need to learn. And you don't know if you're going to be young or old when it happens. But nonetheless, the best thing, look, regardless that it's coming, you're going to reach that end one way or another, whether you like it or not. But are you going to make it to that end prepared? In other words, following the Most High, being obedient, as it says, obedience is greater than sacrifice. Or are you going to fight it the whole way and get to the end and be like, hey, you have to go back and take this test again because you done failed too many questions. You still don't care. You just didn't, look, you got to go back. You got to go back to hell. Or are you going to get to the gates of the kingdom and say, hey, you going to knock? And you be like, can I come in? And the king going to be like, hey, well done. Well done, my brother, my sister. Well done, my servant. Well done, my great knight test. Whatever you want to call, whatever name you want to use. But the gates are open for you and you'll let in. You knock and it opens and lets you in. Remember, what does the word say? Keep knocking. Keep knocking. And the door is going to open eventually. You're going to get the wisdom. But when you them spirits, and they kind of go back to that, when you them spirits, the evil spirit, look, them spirits doing their job. The Most High hired them. Remember in the book of Job where it says Satan, the devil, remember I told you the difference between Lucifer, devil, and Satan, titles in the name. So when the word says Satan and the devil were going to and fro on earth, and then they was in the throne with the Most High, telling the Most High about Job and how they know how the devil knows Job will fail, and the Most High was like, go ahead, test him. How do you think the devil was able to get thrown? You know why? Because the Most High gave the devil that job. Because we're in probation. How can you understand good if you don't know evil? How can you appreciate the kingdom of the Most High, the true kingdom, the true heaven at the very end? How can you appreciate it if you don't know the difference between peace and turmoil? In order to appreciate peace, you have to know turmoil. Remember how people say relationships, you don't really appreciate the person until they're gone. And that's if the person ain't coming back. Remember, let's say you was dating a man, for my brothers, if you dating a woman, you really cared about her, or my sisters, you dated a man, and let's say you did something, truly, if you being honest, you did something to end that relationship, to mess it up. And now that they gone, maybe at first you treat, you going through life saying, I'm going to do me, this and that. But one day you sitting by yourself and you really start to feel that emptiness. You still really start to feel, man, I really miss them. My life was better with them here. But so at that point, you start to think, dang, you know what? I really didn't need to do everything I did. I would have been, honestly, I think I would have been happy if I just would have stayed where I was. But I wanted to come out in the world and I wanted to see what else there was, thinking there was better. But in reality, everything I needed was at home. But I made the choice to leave, and now I'm without that covering. And that's the point of this earth, this probationary period, family. Well, one of the points, like I said, the ultimate point in it is experience. It's just to live. That's the meaning of life, is experience to live. But nonetheless, in this case, when you finally go back, when you tired of experience, when you tired of living in the matrix, in the womb, when you ready to go back home to source, you need to be able to appreciate home. And you can only appreciate home and not want to leave home and come to the womb or come to the matrix. You won't want to come here so much and so easily if you truly understood what home is and what peace is in home. Home is peace. Our true home in the spirit form, family, is peace. But you have to be able to accept that peace. You have to be able to understand it. So until then, you go through a probationary period we are now. And like I said, how do you know peace without war? How do you know love without hate? How do you know the difference unless you felt them both and really understand it? Yeah, you can explain it, but there's a difference between explaining something but really having an understanding of it and feeling it with your emotions. There's a difference between someone just telling you and you having that mental thing, but you really feel it on like just a deeper level, emotionally and spiritually, and truly with wisdom. Like it's all like I said, a balance. Everything should work together at the end of the day. The Most High will use everything to teach you, but you got to get in harmony. And how you get in harmony? By following the laws of the Most High. And as you follow the Most High, you should find, well, I don't say you should because everybody on a different on a path, but if you're on the same path as me, the narrow path, you understand that it's like going to Hogwarts. You got to seek wisdom. You got to seek knowledge and wisdom. You got to read, you got to study, and you got to apply it to your life like a wizard or a witch would. You got to fast. You got to pray. You got to not eat certain foods. You got to wake up in the middle of the night and pray. All these things, if you call yourself a true follower of Yahushua, a follower of the Most High, or a student of the mysteries, but the mysteries that follow the Creator, not no Lucifer, not no entity that is inside the Most High that don't have no power. No, we follow the Creator all the way. Ain't doing no evil, we follow the Creator. And when you in this priest line of Melchizedek, which the best way to, let's say, give a good example, Knights Templar or the Masons. When you in the priesthood of Melchizedek, when you follow that narrow path, family, you are in a spiritual school, a magical school. You are in Hogwarts. But you're doing it from the Most High. Remember, Moses had what? A staff. Yahushua had a staff. Elijah had a staff. And what did they do with that staff? They used it to help who? The Most High's people. So yes, there's magic. And yes, there are witches and warlocks and wizards. But the difference between a righteous wizard, warlock, or witch and one who isn't is who they serve. And a righteous so-called witch, seer, warlock, or wizard who follows the Most High still lives by the will of the Most High. This ain't me approving of people doing nothing, no spells, and they're like, I'm not saying, I'm just giving y'all understanding. That if that is the path that you look, as my auntie tell me, a ninja or an N-word gonna do what an N-word or ninja gonna do. Ain't nothing you can do to stop them. Everybody in a different place, they gonna do what they gonna do. But understand what you're doing. The reason Moses and Elijah or Yahushua or any other disciples were given these certain powers to heal, to make food, to do all types of things, clean poisonous water, to raise people. You know why? Because they followed the Most High and they were obedient to the word of the Most High and the laws of the Most High. As they say, once again, as the saying goes, obedience is greater than sacrifice. The Most High has to know that the Most High can trust you. So if you call yourself a so-called wizard and witch and stuff out here, playing with magical things, doing things you ain't supposed to be doing, and you don't have no love and faith in the Most High, you're not walking in the Word, you're not living the Word, you're not living a life that doesn't compromise the Word and the laws that Yahushua put forward, then you're a witch. Then you're an evil witch. You're an evil. I'm not gonna say evil. I'm gonna say you're a naughty witch. You're a naughty wizard. You're a naughty warlock because you're doing things. Family witchcraft is disobedience. Really, it's disobedience against the Most High's word. And there's a difference between Elijah, Moses, and Yahusha, who are all wizards, and a witch like you see in, let's say, Harry Potter, like Malfoy, or Voldemort, or who else? Any of these witchy shows where you see them doing witchy things that ain't got nothing to do with the Most High. That's the difference. Are you a magical being that follows the Most High that you don't... It's like, okay, or here's a better way to it. It's Superman. Superman is so corny because he's so nice, but in reality, that's what the Most High wants. Imagine if everybody in the world got powers like Superman. Or let's say just 100 million random people on the earth got the same powers as Superman. This world will be hell. They would be robbing. They would be stealing. They would be deleting people. They would be raping people. They would do all because they don't have the wisdom of the Most High. They don't have the compassion of the Most High. They don't have the morals of the Most High. So the Most High, so Superman is like the example of, and even when you think about it, the house of El. El, like Elohim, right? Elohim. Superman is somewhat Krypton in the house of what? Elohim. That's where he's from, Krypton, the house of El. El like Elohim or Elisha. You know what I'm saying? It's the El is like the Y, the Yah. It shows that ownership of the Most High. So my point is, like I'm saying, Superman family is like so-called Israelites with power. Regardless of, it's like where Superman has to fight his anger, his jealousy, his fleshly ways in order to be a good Superman. That's the same thing, family, for Israelites. Just because, look, if we wake up tomorrow, the Most High give us powers, will we able to be like, do literally like superhuman things? The Most High is giving it to those people who the Most High can trust, like Superman. Then no matter how much power you have, you don't go around just destroying people, destroying things without the solicit word and orders from the... I messed it up. You won't go out and do nothing without the explicit orders of the Most High. You won't just go around deleting people and destroying things unless you know the Spirit of the Most High say, hey, angel, go do the... Basically acting like a giant or angel earth. You won't go destroy things just to destroy it because of your anger, because of your jealousy, because of your ego, because of your envy as a human being, because of your past traumas in your life and you want to get back at people. The Most High gives you these powers knowing that the Most High can trust you to not act on those emotions of your flesh. That it's bigger than you. The whole story, the Matrix, it's bigger than you. Not you and your petty feelings, your emotions. There's a bigger plan. Can the Most High trust you to enact those plans? Or can the Most High not trust you, and the Most High knows as soon as you get superpowers, you'll go hurt people. You gonna go drink. You'll go do drugs. You'll go live the life of one of these social media superstars or TV stars or actors or actresses or rappers or R&B or athletes that you see. Are you going to use your power to just benefit yourself and your wants and desire? Or are you going to use your powers to further the kingdom of heaven, to build the kingdom of heaven, to help the people of the Most High, like Yahusha? Remember, they offered Yahusha to be a king. He said, no, I got time for that. I got a mission to do for the Most High. And remember, that's our master. What's the word say? If they did the master like this, who's so powerful, how do you think they're going to do you? The word says the student is not greater than the master. So should we not do what our master did? So the Most High gives us superhero powers like Superman tomorrow. Should we not carry ourselves how Yahusha would? Still humble? Not walking around like we have literally the strength to what? Knock down a building? Just because you have the strength to knock down a building don't mean you do. You enjoy this earth, this creation that the Most High created. For the experience, for the people around it. It's not about you. You have greater power. Everybody can get this power. You got this power. How you going to use this power? Anyway, family, look, I'm getting lost. Look, man, what else I need to talk about? Um, I said what I said about the fog. Look, I don't know what the fog is. I'm not gonna pretend. I'm just gonna tell y'all what I've been seeing online, what they say the fog is, and I want to give y'all the comparisons to the movie, to the book by Orson Welles, War of the Worlds, and how the fog came. And it's very similar to what's going on now. But that's why I told y'all about the difference between the priest Muhammad and Mel and priest of Melchizedek in relation to what Project Bluebeam, where they say it's an alien, it's a government false alien invasion. Look, they're real extraterrestrials, family, and we can also whether you know it or not, we have the technology to make beasts, to make clones, to make different entities, and people can in the government or whoever can lie to us and say, oh, these are aliens or so-called so-called aliens or extraterrestrials. In reality, it's just some beasts they made in a lab that they control. Remember that movie The Maze and how they thought the monsters all this time came from wherever, but really they found out that the monsters were controlled by technology. Same thing today, family. This is why, once again, remember the word said, even the elect will be fooled. And I know, we all know what technology this beast system has, but this is why we just continue to trust in the Most High. And the Most High will not, remember, the Most High's word is not a lie. And the Most High will not go against the Most High's word. So the Most High says, follow the commandments. Follow the commandments, family, and you'll be protected. Remember, when it says thou shalt not, Kill, it's really thou shalt not, Murder, or red rum. That's unrighteously. Look, you have the right to defend yourself. So know there's a difference. Because they sold that to our people too, so we won't defend ourselves because we think we'll go to hell because we defend ourselves from somebody trying to take our lives unrighteously. You have the right to defend yourself, family. It's do not delete someone unrighteously. It's do not red rum somebody. Red rum is what backwards? If you turn the word red rum around, what word does it spell? It starts with an M. So understand that, and you know what? Next time I see it come across my screen, I can find the evidence where the scripture. If you find older Bibles, this is why they say it's better to have older Bibles, where it's not thou shalt not Kill or delete, it's thou shalt not Murder or red rum. So you're allowed to defend yourself, even when you read the Book of Mormon. Remember, look, you're allowed to destroy your enemy. You're supposed to give your enemy a chance. You're supposed to give them a chance to repent. But if your enemy attacks you 3 times, you have every right to, at that point, after the 3rd time, family, it is what it is. If your enemy loses their life doing something after you gave them 2 chances, and the 3rd time they come to try to take your life, it is what it is. It's justified. Or even on the first try. If the first try you really think they're going to do something, at the end of the day, family, as long as you're not going around starting issues, you're a peaceful person, you're following the Most High. You don't start nothing, you just finish it. Anyway, family, just keep this in mind. Oh, also, it was on my mind the other day, and then my mother actually reminded me of this. I was thinking about it the day before, and I believe it. Well, I could be lying. I was thinking about it at some point, and either the next day or a few days later, my mother told me about it. She's like, look, you need to remind people about the 3 days of darkness. And if I remember, I forget her name. I haven't watched her channel in a while, but it's a sister talking about our people going back to Africa. But she had given something. She said the Most High told her about the 3 days of darkness. And she said the Most High told her that some of the sightings or the signs of the 3 days of darkness, or some people say it could be longer this time, 7 days, 14, 15, 13 days of darkness, maybe 30. But anyway, regardless, but the word also says that during the days of darkness there was light in Goshen, aka the people of Yisrael. There's light in Goshen. We gonna be fine at the end of the day, as Brother Levi says. Jacob's trouble is not for you. Now, I always like to say too, even though Jacob's trouble isn't for you, you'll still be in the midst of Jacob's trouble, which is where that peace come from. Look, to me, Jacob's trouble is for those who haven't put the study in, who don't have to understand, don't feel the Most High. If you don't understand the truth of the Most High and the history and what the Most High truly wants and what's required of us, then Jacob's trouble scares you because your world is the beast system. And as the beast system world's gonna destroy, you're gonna be scared, crying, blah blah blah, this and that. And so that's Jacob's trouble. But if you have a true understanding of the Most High, even though the beast system's falling down around you, you just sitting there like, okay, because Jacob's trouble ain't for you, because you're not Jacob. You didn't do nothing wrong. You follow the Most High. I mean, yes, we're descendants of Jacob. So let's say Esau's trouble. So Esau's trouble, and so you sitting there just cool, like, hey, no Jacob's trouble or Esau's trouble for me, because I have peace in the Most High. I understand the Most High. Even though these buildings are falling down around me, 100 fall to my left, 10,000 fall to my right. At the end of the day, I'm trusting in the Most High because I'm still here. If I'm still here, then it's the Most High's will for me to live. If you're not here, it was the Most High's will for you to go. But you don't let turmoil, you don't let destruction, you don't let these things cause you to fear, to run from the Most High, because that's just Esau's trouble or Jacob's trouble. It's not your trouble. Because you have a deeper understanding. Yes, you're here on earth and you're in this matrix, you're in this training. So yeah, you're going to see it. But look, as a so-called black person, have you ever heard, look, I've heard this many times where sometimes I hear people make distinction. Like for instance, when you see a so-called white man on Wall Street lost all his money. And let's say he worked downtown Manhattan in the, what's it called, where they do the stocks, right? And let's say he's worth $10 million. And then one day he opens up his computer and he done lost all his money on a bad bet or whatever. And what does he do? He jumps out the window. But what about those who are Yisraelites? Those who are the sons of Jacob? We've been suffering so long. And let's say, you grew up suffering and you get that money. And then you lose that money. Are you going to jump out the window? No. Are you going to be like, well, I made it once, I'll make it again. All praise to the Most High. Most High gave it to me before I ain't about to do nothing foolish, jump out the window over some paper money, over things, over stuff. Look, I used to live poor. I could do it again and I'll make it back. I'll make back what I lost before with the help of the Most High. Anyway, family, look. I kind of lost my point of whatever I was talking about right there. But, man, but I think I'm about done. I just want to, like I said, once again, the signs of the 3 days of darkness. One was plane crashes like we seeing now, all these random plane crashes, and one of the other, there was 3 signs. I only remember 2. I forget the other third. I have to go find the video sometime or look of. There's a few videos I seen. It wasn't just from the sister, but I heard one from another sister on TikTok where she was talking about the signs. But I think the sister I'm talking about, who's talking about people going back to Africa. Matter of fact, I have some of her videos in my community section from months ago where I told you to go look at her page. I believe they both had 3 signs, but I believe one of their signs differs from the other, or it's something totally different. But what both of these sisters had in common with their signs when it comes to looking for the 3 days of darkness was, one was plane crashes, and the second one was, you guys know the Aurora Borealis. Like if you go to, I think you can see it in Alaska, you can see it from the North Pole, you can see it from the South Pole. When certain cold climates, if you go and stay long enough, you can see you can see what they call the Aurora Borealis. It's like these weird looking colorful clouds in the sky that glow in the sky in the middle of the night. I would say they almost look like currents in the ocean. But the second sign, I believe these both sisters, 2 different sisters, don't know each other. Out of the signs, they said that the 3 days of darkness come as planes crashing. And if you look up in the sky one day and you see the Aurora Borealis. But I could be lying. Don't take my word on this, because I said I gotta find it. But I believe they might have said, maybe one of them, their third sign was the sky was gonna be like, one day you'll look up and see the sky is either green or purple. But I could be wrong. I could be lying. Or maybe it was saying that one day just one of the signs of the sky will be a different color that it's not usually. Or it was saying that when you see the Aurora Borealis, the sky will be blue or green. But anyway, don't take my word on that. But I do remember them saying planes are crashing and you'll see the aurora borealis in the sky, regardless of whatever color it is. But just anyway, family, look out for the sky. Let's say, look, if you go out, let's say tonight or tomorrow in the daytime, especially, and the sky is for some reason green or purple, I would say pay attention and get ready to maybe have to cover your windows in your house, or store up some water and food. Or if you walk out tomorrow, let's say you live in freaking Phoenix, Arizona, and then you see the aurora borealis lights, and you're like, hold on, what's going? Okay, yeah, maybe I need to think about going to the house. And if you just happen to have some blessed lamb's blood from a lambs and blessed, and you want to put it over the the top of your doorway of your house, then hey, I wouldn't knock you for doing it. But just keep your eye open. I remember I told y'all too in another video, my little nephew told me he had a dream, and he said Jesus told him in a dream that the 3 days of darkness was coming, but it was going to happen when he was a teenager. So I don't know, family. Look, we jump timelines, I believe, when we go to sleep at night, and then on top of that, but the Most High can always change depending on people praying, and the Most High can change the future depending on people's prayers and people's desires. If you have enough people together, or if you just look. But then sometimes destruction comes. And at the end of the day, the way America was born, this so-called country America is born off murder, off of thievery, pillaging, grape. How things start is what they end. What do they say? If you married or you in a relationship with someone and you cheat on that person and leave that person for the person they cheated, you cheat on them with. And what do they say to that person that you're cheating on their spouse? Let's say how do I explain it? Let's say, God forbid, your husband leaves you. The saying is to the woman that your husband left you for, is that however you get them is how you'll lose them. Karma too. So however something started is how it's going to end. And America started how the United States is today. It started on lies and deception and plundering and all types of human rights violations. So how do you think it's going to end? Anyway, family, I'm done. I mentioned what I feel I was supposed to mention. It's good talking to y'all. We ain't talking in a while. I guess, in the future we'll do some more. Look, I am going to do some more videos. Just, look, family, like I said, we all got demons. I'm dealing with stuff. You dealing with stuff. I'm fighting them. Look, pray for me, family. Please pray for the Most High to do a new thing in me, to do a new change in me, to do something great in me. Please help. Fam, I'm asking y'all for help. For those listening, pray for me. Pray for the Most High to do a great miracle in my life, to do something great with me. I want to do something for the Most High. But something, family. Just pray for me, for the Most High to use me in a mighty great way to serve the Most High, to help free the people, to bring wisdom and knowledge to you, to others, to do something. That's what I have. That's what I have to pray. More wisdom and knowledge and discernment upon my life, so I can better serve the Most High, so I can be a better brother to you family listening, to be a better brother to you, to be a better servant of the Most High as I stand before you, as I do these lessons. I'm not perfect. I got a lot to grow. And I'm asking for your help. I'm asking for your prayer. That's what I ask for. I ask for prayers for more wisdom and knowledge and discernment and understanding for the Most High. I ask for the Most High to do a great thing within me, to make me a better man, to make me a more righteous man in order to serve the Most High. Or as the word says, a king or a servant or a king or official is truly a servant to the people. I want to be a servant to the people. I want to be a righteous servant. I want to do right by y'all. Man, I'm not going to lie. That sounded kind of corny. But look, anyway, but I'm serious though, family. Look, I guess, I'm going to corn it up. I really do though, family. I want to be right by the Most High, but I know I'm not perfect. I know I'll be tripping. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'll be tripping, Chris. Anyway, I'm not in jail, so y'all know. Look. Knock on wood, and I'm not going. But I'm just saying, just in general, I'm not doing nothing crazy. But at the same time, yeah, I ain't perfect, and I'm an interesting individual, family. I guess you could say I'm a peculiar one, a set apart one, is what I claim. I love the Most High. So anyway, family, Thank you. Look, if you listen to this point, one, hey, I give it to you because I know I was rambling a lot. I said some stuff, but at the same time, it might have not been nothing I said. It might have been something I said before, so ain't nothing new or whatever it is. It's just thank you, family, for listening. If you're still here, and may the Most High look after you and yours, your bloodline. May the Most High give you great peace and prosperity. May the Most High heal you of all infirmities, physical, mental, and spiritual. May the Most High give you peace and calmness upon your mind, your heart, your spirit, your life in general. May the Most High always walk beside you. And may you continue to seek the Most High as the stipulations to this prayer. Continue to seek the Most High in spirit and in truth. Continue to walk in spirit and in truth. Continue to walk in the word and righteousness and under the law and under our King Yahushua HaMashiach of Nazareth. And when you do, may all these blessings come upon you and your seed. And may your seed be even more righteous individuals than you. In Yahushua's mighty name I pray. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Alright, family, I'm a healthy, wise, strong, protected, celestial being that is loved by the Most High Creator. I'll catch y'all later, family. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe.